Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jennifer and I post videos on here at least once a week. Thank you for coming back to watch my second trimester video. I have been posting pregnancy vlogs as well as weekend and day in the life vlogs, and I hope you are enjoying them. Thank you so much for watching these videos, for subscribing and liking, and for just following my journey. So today I'm going to be talking about your second trimester, or my second trimester experience. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you all. This is my third time recording this video and my heart is killing me, but I felt like I could not pass on this video. I felt that just myself looking for information on the second trimester or each trimester was so helpful. So I just wanted to make sure that you all were receiving helpful information. I know it could be hard to find information when you're pregnant and you just want to feel supported and see if you're going through the same thing. Maybe you're not going through the same things that I am going through or that I went through, but I hope that something in this video will bring a light into your pregnancy or make you smile, make you laugh. And so yeah, let's get started. As you may see, there's like a ton of gifts. This is our guest bedroom, and so there is even more mess on the sides. The stroller is like right here. It's past our baby shower. I am currently, as of tomorrow, 37 weeks, and so baby is coming. And when I first recorded this video, I was about 29 weeks, so second trimester was fresh in my mind. But the good thing is that I took notes, and so I have my laptop here and I am going to be sharing with you all everything that I went through. And I've been doing the same thing for the third trimester, and I'll be sharing that as well. All right, so the second trimester is from week 13 all the way into the end of week 27. And I know like the weeks could get a little mumble jumbled. Some people, depending on like what app you're on or if you Google, they'll say different things. But this is what I found, and what I found more frequently was the 13 to 20, the end of the 27th week. And so you're now out of that, you know, it's been 12 weeks and I am at I believe it's 75% lower chance of having a miscarriage. I know how scary it can be. I have friends and I have family who have been through it, and it just kills me and it breaks my heart. And if you know you've had that experience, I am so sorry. I'm like, I could literally cry right now, but I'm really sorry that you went through that. Oh, okay, I gotta stop crying. So I do not have anything for weeks 13 and 14. I think they were a little bit more similar, like my first trimester. So in my first trimester, what I remember mostly, I don't remember the video right now, but it was mostly fatigue. In my second trimester, it was like a whole whirlwind of energy, and it just felt very different. And they typically call the second trimester your golden trimester or golden time or golden period. And I really felt that to be true, honestly, almost up until a little bit half of my third trimester so far. Now is when things are getting a little like, oh boy, but let me save that for the third trimester so you can watch that video as well. All right, so here in my notes, I have at week 15, I had breast engorgement and darkening of areolas. Your breasts are going to change whether you like it or not. I don't know if it's for every woman, but majority of women that I've spoken to, their breasts just change. They don't look the same anymore, and that's okay. The purpose for that, from what I've read, is for the child for your baby to be able to see something that's darker, because in the beginning they can't see that well, and so they want to be able to pinpoint where the breasts are. Like, it's kind of like a survival thing. I feel like, you know, they want to be able to find where their food is at, and so that's why the areolas or the nipples become a little bit darker. So that's very interesting. Science is amazing. I began having a little pooch came out a little something, and I think that was the first time where I remember my husband and I went to Whole Foods, and the pomegranate, the app said that the baby was the size of a pomegranate that day, and so I remember holding a pomegranate in Whole Foods, and I actually started showing, and it was just so exciting. It was so cute, and I sent a picture to my family, and they were like, oh my goodness, like, you're actually showing. I no longer look like whatever, but I was actually showing a little something. At 15 weeks, I also started getting a little bit of a dry nose and a little bit of a nosebleed. Nothing big. I do have sinus issues, and so I think at that point it began to get a little bit warmer outside, and our AC was on more, and so all of the dryness was just going on. But nosebleeds are common in pregnant women, and I could feel that it was a little bit different than my regular sinus issues. So at week 16, I started to feel baby swimming. I believe this was between week 15 and week 16, and I could just feel like butterflies going on in my stomach. It was so cute and weird. It was definitely in my lower abdomen, and you could just tell that it was something different going on, not like the regular stomach ache type of things. In the beginning, I was like, does my stomach hurt, or are my intestines moving, or do I have gas? But sure enough, it felt like little like butterflies. It was so cute. At week 17, I had some abdominal pressure, and I definitely popped. I think that was the time when I started like really rubbing my belly and wondering if I needed like a belly band or something soon, which probably too soon at that point. But I believe I ended up buying one at Target. I think my pants could still fit at that point. I don't really remember, but yeah, I probably bought it, and just in case. Which I do have a video on my favorite products throughout pregnancy, and that belly band is featured in that video. So I'll go ahead and I'll link it below for you guys to see what I used or have been using throughout my pregnancy. 17, I also had an increase in appetite and saliva. Ooh, great. But there is definitely an increase in your bodily fluids, especially saliva. Like, it's just, it feels natural, it feels normal, but it's also feels kind of like gross. Like, really, do I have to have this much saliva? Like, come on, work with me. At 19 weeks, I unfortunately had some pain in my lower abdomen, and I couldn't tell if it was my fibroids or the baby or round ligament pain. So there is a muscle that connects from your groin to your uterus, and it's kind of like a stretchy band to hold your uterus up, and I think that's what's going on, but I don't know. The pain was so severe, it felt like cramping, and I was really getting scared at that point. And so I just made sure to let the doctor know, and they said as long as there was no bleeding, I was fine. So I'm pretty sure it was round ligament pain, or if not, my fibroids from not eating too well. But it was definitely one of those two things. I just made sure to take some Tylenol and to rest and not do any exercises for a couple of days. Oh, ow. At week 19, I started to feel the baby a little bit more. And I also had an increase in discharge, which is completely normal. It's going to happen in your second trimester, and it's going to happen in your third trimester. And again, every woman is different. You may get an increase in discharge, you may not get an increase in discharge. Again, if it has no blood in it, you should be fine. You always want to talk to your healthcare provider about what's going on down there, and just make sure that you're nice and safe. At 20 weeks, I had swelling in my hands and my feet. Since then, throughout my pregnancy, I haven't really had any swelling in my hands and feet. This was the only time, and it was because we were traveling down for many hours. I had also eaten, I think, pizza and some stew. And so I think the salt retention was just really there. But I remember looking at my hands, and I told my husband, like, what is going on? I have never seen my hands or my toes like that. And again, it was just from like sitting a very long time and eating a high sodium high sodium foods the day before. But you want to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water throughout your pregnancy and making sure that you're eating healthy so you can prevent all of these symptoms. I don't know if you can fully prevent them after a while, but this is what I've been doing to kind of help me throughout my pregnancy. So weeks 21 and 22, I began to feel lightening crotch, and at weeks 24, I started getting a little bit of a dry belly. So in terms of the lightning crotch, it just feels like lightning on your crotch. I don't know. I think I spoke about it in my first trimester video as well, but it just kind of continued on to my second. As for the dry belly, if you take a look at my favorite products video, I share with you what I use for my belly. And I feel like now sometimes I get a little bit of a dry belly, but you just want to make sure that you're keeping it moisturized and keeping it nice and what's the word? I don't know. At week 25, I was gassy. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Overall, I had pressure in my lower belly. I think this is when I started to feel a little bit more Braxton Hicks. And again, at 25 weeks, you're almost at your third trimester. So this is completely normal according to what I've read and what the doctors say. So it's completely normal. It begins kind of like at your lower abdomen, and it just gets really tight. As you get into your third trimester, it's almost like your whole belly is just like tightening. Continuing on to week 25 and on to 26, wiping became a little bit of a difficulty. I began to get uncomfortable with both, wiping to go to the bathroom, and I'm talking about in the front. Just feels like there's more things to climb over to get down there. I know this is a little bit of TMI, but hey, it happens to me. If it's happened to you, please comment below and let me know. And another thing was sleeping. Sleeping began to get a little bit uncomfortable as my belly started to grow. I think at this point I started to notice that I could only lay on one side or the other. I can no longer really lay on my back or really sleep halfway onto my stomach. Belly just started getting bigger, and so just making sure I had a pillow in the front, a pillow in the back, or my sleeping pillow in between my legs, and a pillow down by my feet. Now my poor husband is like, there's like a whole fort around me, and it's so hard to like cuddle now, but it just keeps me comfortable, and it's kind of necessary at night in order for me to get good sleep, unfortunately. But hopefully that will not last too long and we can cuddle again at some point. All right, we cuddle anyways, whatever. At weeks 25 and 26, the baby, I remember playing merengue for the baby, and I just remember the baby reacting to it, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, can you hear this? Which at this point, according to my app and whatever, the baby should be able to hear you speaking and should be able to hear music. And so every time I put music on, the baby was just like moving, and so I just made sure to do a little bit of dancing with him or her. So an overall for my second trimester, things that I noticed, what I have down here are a couple of things didn't smell good for me. I believe they still don't smell good. Tequila, champagne, some beers, and I think that's it. My sense of smell was definitely heightened because my husband, I remember him mentioning, like, I have never heard you complain about smells as much as you're complaining now. And so it's pretty funny. I feel like I have like super spidey sense, so it's kind of cool. I did find myself becoming a little bit more clumsy in my second trimester. I'm not a very clumsy person. I'm very careful, but I did find that I was a little bit more clumsy. I did have shortness of breath, and then towards the end it became difficult to bend a little bit more, which is nothing now that I think about it compared to your third trimester. But those are some of the overall things that I experienced. As far as cravings, my cravings have been to the point where I will crave something and I will think about it over the span of a couple of days, but it's not like I need that thing or needed that thing right then and there. So I did, one of the things I craved for a while was chocolate cake. I remember having a dream about chocolate cake. I remember smelling it in my dream and I remember even tasting it in my dream. So when you're pregnant, that's another thing, you will have some vivid dreams, and that was one of them for me. Another thing I was really craving was pizza and a Cuban sandwich. I just had like the most random cravings, but it wasn't like I needed them again right then and there. I was able to wait a little and then get that craving fulfilled. So that is really it for the second trimester. Like I mentioned in my first video, definitely look for videos like this if you are pregnant or planning to get pregnant. Look for support groups on Facebook. You can look for support groups of mamas in your area. You can look for support groups for mamas that are due at the same time that you are due. And it's just been so helpful because all of the ladies share everything they're going through every single week, and you can even ask questions in there, and everyone is just so open and so honest, and it feels good to be supported. If you are one of your friends who are the only one pregnant, it's a little hard to share this journey with them and have them empathize or sympathize with you or understand what you're going through. And so looking for support groups is completely healthy, and I support it. I believe in it, and as long as those groups are saying positive things, not negative things, and you keep it clean, I think it'll just definitely help throughout your journey. So definitely on Facebook. I'm not sure if I found anything on Instagram, but definitely followed a lot of pages for pregnant women, empowering pregnant mamas or something. I don't know. A lot of those IG and Facebook groups and places and people to follow have really helped me throughout my pregnancy. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Please comment below. Feel free to message me with any questions that you may have, and I wish you the most amazing second trimester ever. Enjoy it. Enjoy your baby. Enjoy your pregnancy. Take it all in, and I'll see you in the next one.